All right. Welcome, everyone. My name is Marissa Maggio Harrelson. I am in Phoenix, Arizona. I have Dr. Lisa Parsons on this Sunday night training, May 19th, 2019. I will be introducing her in a moment, and she is an integrative psychiatrist. So from Prescott, Arizona, introduced to this by a couple people, and including Isa Dinerman up in Prescott, Arizona. So my name again is Marissa. I'm in Phoenix, and gosh, we've just had such a beautiful May. I have got to tell you, I'm very, very blessed because the heat is getting ready to come on. Well, the heat is on in LifeVantage. Let me tell you that. And it's really exciting. We've got a lot of promotions to talk about. Really awesome incentives for people that are considering the business as well. Lots of things happening on the corporate side, on the growth of the business side. And so I'm going to share a little bit of that with you tonight. Remember, it is the 19th of May. So we have our the fourth auto ship, the second to the last monthly subscription that happens tomorrow. So make sure you're logging your numbers. But I want to let you know that, and I created a little PowerPoint today that I'm going to show you in just a minute. Because, well, I think I'll just go ahead and show you right now. So hang on, I'm going to share my screen. And that's my messy laptop. So it's a LifeVantage, it's the 10-year anniversary. Pretty awesome, don't you think, everybody? I mean, 10 years. I've been a part of this company for 7. If you've been a part of this company for 7 seconds, 7 minutes, 7 years, 7 months, just know you are in the right place at the right time. And the timing is so extraordinarily amazing right now with what we have our hands on. And there's lots of fun things to share with you tonight. I want to first start out with, look, get registered for Elite Academy. Guess what? If you haven't bought a pack, a gold pack or a platinum pack, then most likely you'll need to be purchasing your ticket. So if you haven't purchased your ticket, guys, if you want this, if you're on the call, then you need to be purchasing a ticket for Kansas City if you want this business to work for you. And that's really what it is. It's like owning a restaurant or a Starbucks and going to that convention and getting those tools you need to make your business successful. And that I would never be an Elite Pro 8 in LifeVantage today had I not attended all those corporate events. I have not missed one, and I sure as heck don't plan on missing the other anymore, or any in the future. And my son, Grayson, will be coming with me to Kansas City, which I'm very, very excited about. So $129 right now for that, a nice special. And I'll show you in a little while on the website where you can find certain things. This is what I'm super excited about. And guess what? And I can't tell if she's on right now, but this is what's very exciting, is that LifeVantage from May 18th, so it was yesterday, to June 30th. Okay, when someone purchases a silver pack for normally $350, a gold for normally $650, and a platinum for normally $1250, you are getting $50 off. You are getting that beautiful start kit that has your marketing materials, product guides, Axio samples, Vitality Stack packet samples, and just really wonderful tools to help you get into the business and share this the right way. That is going to be free. So it's $50 off your enrollment pack, which is pretty awesome. Also want to share with you that, oh my gosh, if you haven't tried the hair care, which I'm sure you have, you know that it is extraordinary. The shampoo, the conditioner, and the scalp serum that gets a 1 and 2 rating on the Think Dirty app, which is extraordinary. But guess what also is? We received the Stevie Award for the American Business Awards for this year, 2019, by the way. And that is pretty extraordinary. And you can see that press release actually on your website. And I'm going to show you a little bit of like what that looks like tonight. Also, your vote matters. So what you need to do, you should be receiving these emails from corporate EVO messages, electronic virtual office. And if you don't know anything about that, get with your sponsor so they can show you exactly where to find these messages. I get alerts on my phone that I have a message. I get some of those emails actually go to my actual email, but every day you should be checking your back office EVO emails for notifications from your upline And this is, and from corporate also, those corporate emails are separate. So you want to make sure you're opting in to get communication from our corporate staff. So that is the People's Choice Award. We need you to vote. I think at the end of May is the end. And this is super exciting. I'll get to that in just a minute. But we have where you can actually win a trip to the MLS All-Star Game. And yesterday, you know, LifeVantage 10th anniversary was celebrated also in Salt Lake with Real Salt Lake Major League Soccer team playing. And they had a huge event. You could probably see some of that on the LifeVantage Facebook pages. Also want to share with you some wonderful things that are happening among the corporate world, along just seeing the vision of what's happening in LifeVantage. Erin Brockovich, if you know who she is, definitely, you know, Julia Roberts played her in the actual true story movie of Erin Brockovich. She's a environmentalist, activist, health activist who has been looking at our company for a while and decided to join as one of the board of directors. So that is absolutely just such a beautiful thing to see, and you should be sharing that, you guys, with people. And then if you have not seen this beautiful video that LifeVantage is sharing right now, you can find it through LifeVantage Corporation on the YouTube channel when you follow LifeVantage Corporation, but it's on your app. So if you have not downloaded the LifeVantage app, please do. It is so much more user-friendly now that they're really working out the bugs. It's awesome. And I actually, it acknowledged my contacts today, someone that I wanted to put in there, and they recognized her name, and I was able to send her this video that I just think is extraordinary, that our corporate staff has been sharing with investors to kind of give them an overview of our story. And I just think that is just so, so powerful. So I'm going to get out of this PowerPoint, but I want to show you something. If you do not know how to look for things, if you just click on this, you are your best teacher. Okay. So if you just take a few minutes and look on the website, if you click on company, not only is the blog extraordinary, but you're going to click on the promotions, and we have so many promotions. And by the way, let me backtrack a little bit. The promotion about the packs for that $50 off the start kit. Well, not only is that going to be good for the new person enrolling, but you, not only are you going to get your normal 40% commission, but if you enroll at Platinum, you're going to get a little $15 bonus, a Gold $10 extra bonus, and a Silver a $5 extra bonus. And guess what else is so critically important here? The top enroller of any country, of each country, will earn an extra $2,500. Okay, that's on that the pack special that's reducing the starter kit. Okay, so $2,500 extra dollars. That's pretty awesome. Which makes me think about you can read a lot of this 10-year anniversary stuff. If you just go click on under promotions, you click on that, and it's going to share with you exactly what we're doing, exactly what I'm talking about. It's like, how does she know all this? Well, I'm not that smart. I just go to the promotions page and I type it in, and then I use that little arrow button to go back and see the next thing. So physique transformation is lasting until the end of this month. Elite retreat, of course, is coming up in September. The Pace Setter program is critically important for your brand new distributors to know about, and that's where they can actually earn an extra $100 if they become a Pro 2 in their first 30 days. It's right there. And they do it again the next month, they're going to get another 100. And then we want to get people to Pro 3 in 90 days, right? So that's really what creates the momentum. It's the bricks and mortar. It's the foundation of building your business. You've got to get to Pro 3, and then you've got a couple people that are doing what you're doing and duplicating. And the business is all about duplication and keeping it as simple as possible. But the Pro 3, you're going to earn $250. When you hit Pro 3 in 90 days, you earn an additional $250 when you maintain that. And then you can become a Pro 3, which is a Pace Setter Pro, the title of Pace Setter Pro. Try to say that 3 million times. for each set of 3 new pace setter leaders that you create. So that's something that I think is really doable. It also teaches you how to be an influencer, and you can read more about the influencer program, which is really the steps to take to become an elite distributor if that's what you are wanting to do. Okay, so just take some time here, and if you click on investor relations, you're going to learn about that whole Stevie Awards. You're going to learn about exactly what's been going on quarter-wise with our company. You can read, just click on LifeVantage honored as Stevie Award winner in 2019. We name Aaron Brockovich, so you can read more about that. You can read about our third quarter fiscal 2019, as well as many other things. So I just say take some time here and actually do that. I'm going to stop share. I'm going to read to you a few little things. If you're watching and you want to raise your hand, Corporate made a video that was played at lots of LifeVantage academies yesterday that were happening all over the world. But they also, it's on Facebook. And so you can actually watch it, and it shows that little 3-minute overview video, but it also has some wonderful, they recap some of these promotions and stuff. But I wanted to just, share with you some of the highlights from that call. Highest revenue in our company's history, okay? Back-to-back quarters with the highest revenue. That's really exciting. How many bottles have we shipped in the 10 years? Isn't that fun? How many would you think if you don't already know? How exciting. Well, guess what? 23 million bottles of Nerf 2 all around the world. Do you know what that translates to? Millions of lives being improved, right? We know that. Isn't that cool? And then cumulative sales total, dun, 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 $1.6 billion. Amount paid back to the distributors, think about this, $700 million back to those of you who are sharing this. That's between, I know, times 48 and 50% of what the company brings in goes back to us distributors. My LifeVantage program, which includes the Jeep program, they've given away 100 Jeeps. I remember when they rolled that program out, it was 5 years ago in Colorado and Denver, and there were about 50 Jeeps that 55 elite distributors got awarded those Jeeps. And I was maybe, I think, a Pro 4 at the time. And I was just drooling and wanting, I'm just going, it wasn't about the Jeep. It was about what the Jeep represented. It was about fun, freedom, and adventure. And just go, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I always had my eye on the ball. I have a beautiful white Jeep out there in my driveway. And it's just so extraordinary. People can choose. There's many that chose $25,000 instead, right? So how incredible is this company to reward us? We are their marketing, you guys, and they treat us like absolute gold. And then how many markets worldwide do you think we send products to? 21. And charities. Guess how many, my favorite charity, the last couple of years, my family and I have been able to go down to Rocky Point, Mexico for the Families Helping Families. Guess how many homes have been built down there? 24. And just 5 in this past Christmas. So with that, I'm going to wrap up some of these statistics. Hopefully, if you got on late, you can actually listen to the replay when it comes out. But I want to share with you right now, I want to introduce a beautiful woman that I have gotten to meet because of a couple of people in Prescott, Arizona, including Isa Dinerman, Dr. Lisa Parsons. She's a mom, first and foremost, of 3 beautiful young children. She is a wife. She is an integrative psychiatrist working in addiction recovery in Prescott, Arizona. And she says that she wanted to be a doctor at a very young age. She always knew that. She got her Bachelor of Arts in Psychology from Florida Atlantic University. She graduated summa cum laude. She went to medical school at Wayne State University in Detroit. She did an internship and residency, psychiatric residency here in Phoenix, Arizona at the Banner Good Samaritan Hospital. Well, anyway, so she starts working into the real world, and she starts going, oh my gosh, it really brought her awareness that psychiatric illness, including addiction, are much more than brain disorders. and that treatment needed to include the whole person. So she started thinking outside the box, which she was taught to not ever do. And she has received certification in integrative medicine for mental health. And the list goes on and on, but she basically is a functional psychiatrist. And we are just so blessed to have her that she said yes to LifeVantage because she knows that she's making a positive change for people in the world. So Dr. Parsons, I can't see you yet, but I'm sure as soon as you unmute yourself, take it away. She's going to talk a little bit about NERF 1 and NERF 2, and I will share that PowerPoint. But go ahead and join us. So thank you so much. I see you.
Hi.
Hi. And you'll be amazing.
Okay.
There might be a little delay because she lives in a beautiful community in Prescott out in the boonies. So just listen up, you guys. Thanks, Lisa, Dr. Lisa.
Yeah, thanks for asking me to talk. So yeah, first I'll tell you just a little bit more about myself and how I kind of came to LifeVantage. My history has started, as Marissa said, it was very much typical Western allopathic medicine, medical school, residency, and then after that joined one of the largest behavioral health organizations in Northern Arizona called West Yavapai Guidance Clinic. I was their medical director for 4 years. And so I was straddling the clinical and also the administrative side and was able to see the way our ability to practice medicine was really formed. And that included things like what kind of testing we were able to do, what kind of medications we were able to prescribe, how much time we were able to spend with patients, what other modalities we had to really help patients out. And it became more and more disheartening to me as I went along to discover that we kind of had to keep our head down and only look at certain medications, only look at certain testing. If, for instance, I wanted to check and see what somebody's vitamin D level was, something that we know is critically important in mental health, I couldn't. They would not pay for it. Medicaid would not pay for it. I actually had to send them to a primary care doctor. And so the whole process just got extremely sludgy. And I felt like my ability to really practice good medicine was severely compromised. And so I left that system after 4 years and opened a private practice. And since then, I've also been doing medicine, addiction medicine, which I have come to absolutely love so much. And I work at some places that allow me to have the ability to really look outside of just typical allopathic medicine. So my journey after leaving West Yavapai took me to functional medicine and integrative medicine, and most recently into nutritional medicine. And what I kept hearing over again when I went to these conferences was how critical inflammation is with regard to mental health and health in general. The entire body, of course, is so critically damaged if our bodies are in a pro-inflammatory state. And so there was this underlying factor always, and there were a lot of different ways that we could bring down inflammation in the body. And they included, of course, not only things like supplements and certain medications, but also lifestyle changes. And all of those things were absolutely beautiful and definitely made a difference. They made an impact. But I still felt like, gosh, you know, something is just still missing here. Something needs to happen that I haven't quite seen yet. And LifeVantage popped into my life. And what I have found with LifeVantage is that that missing piece is actually out there. I just didn't know about it. And none of these amazing conferences that I was going to were talking about it, which absolutely astounded me. And so NRF1 and NRF2 activation have become my absolute favorite things, because what they are doing is at a very foundational level. They are making all of those changes across the board that I've been learning about through all of this functional medicine and integrative medicine and nutritional medicine education that I've been doing. And it does it so much more effectively than any of this other stuff that I have been taught to use so far to really help people. And as you can see, the screen that Marissa pulled up right here, so proven to lower oxidative stress by an average of 40% in 30 days. I just don't know of anything else that does something like that. That's an absolutely astounding number. And the kinds of changes that people are able to appreciate in their own bodies, in their own brain at such a fast rate is not something that I've ever seen before with any other kind of pharmaceutical or nutritional supplement or anything really in my practice of medicine. Now, I work specifically with addiction most recently, and that's been for the last couple of years. And what has been stressed so much in that field is this problem in the brain with the reward pathway getting out of control and it really kind of turning off the glutamate pathway being the part of the brain that allows people to put on the brakes, the part of the brain that allows them to think over top of the addiction, to recognize, I don't want to lose my family, I don't want to lose my house, I don't want to lose my job, I don't want to lose absolutely everything and go to prison potentially. So that pathway really gets turned off when a person is in such a state of addiction. And it's only after a year to 2 years down the road that we can see that pathway beginning to slowly repair itself. And this is why people have such a hard time staying sober, because that pathway is not healed. And so even though they might have gotten clean, they might have gone into treatment, have gotten clean, that obsessive need to use is still there in the background. It's constantly there. And all it takes is one thing and they're right back down in it. Well, what's so amazing about Protandim, the dual synergizer, is that it's actually upregulating the protein that is turning this glutamate pathway back on. It's actually repairing this pathway, which I find absolutely amazing. I've been reading now for a couple of years about different things that people can do with regard to nutritional supplements to bring that glutamate pathway back online. However, it's a very slow process. But with Protandim, it seems that this is something that's happening so much faster. So part of what I'm wanting to do now in my own practice with recovery is to get some data behind this and try to understand how long is it taking for people to really feel better, so we can have some good hard numbers around this particular issue in general that keeps people unfortunately going in and out of addiction. I could talk all night about this particular issue. This slide that Marissa has pulled up, I really do appreciate a great deal, because this shows the old paradigm that I was being taught before, which is you take antioxidants, you take vitamin C, vitamin E, vitamin A, and these things are going to be decreasing the inflammatory load in the body, decreasing the oxidative overload in the body. Well, unfortunately, it is a slow process. As you can see, those are one-to-one as far as their ability to make change in the body. But if you look at NRF2 activation, it's 1,000,000 to 1. So the overall cumulative effect it can have is so much more powerful, and it makes such a much bigger impact on people's lives and fast. And especially when it has to do with something like addiction, where people are going to be faced with these triggers that are going to potentially then be leading to a relapse. You know, they really need to be getting better quickly. They really need that glutamate pathway to come back on very quickly so that they can start making the decisions that are going to allow them to meet their goals in their life. It's this slide up here, it's very tiny on my screen, but this is showing the synergy that all of the ingredients of NRF2 have together, and how when you put each one of the ingredients separate, even if you have a higher dose of each one of the ingredients, the cumulative effect is not as powerful as when you put them together, even at the lower doses. So it has this really impactful synergistic effect there, which is really quite amazing. And it's a very well tolerated thing for people. And they should, of course, be doing things like lifestyle changes. You know, you want to make sure that people are eating as clean as possible, get the GMOs out of their diet, get pesticides out of their diet, get the hormones out of the diet, make sure they're doing things like drinking a lot of water and staying away from a lot of sugar, staying away from processed carbohydrates, processed foods in general, exercise, meditation, prayer, things that we know naturally bring down inflammation in the body. But those are things that are really hard for people to attain on an ongoing basis. This is something that people can do every day, and it's so simple. It's not hard for anyone to just simply take this supplement, and it makes sure that the body is at a very good baseline all the time, and then do all of those other things, of course, to maintain one's overall health. Now, this slide, we all know about mitochondrial function, and mitochondria really kind of burst onto the research scene. Gosh, maybe it's only been about 20 years or maybe even less than that, but it became such a hot topic because it was discovered that these are the cells, engines. These are the engines of our cells. And there are many different things within life that can make these engines start to become kind of sludgy. Age, of course, being one of them. And then all of those other things that I just mentioned with regard to lifestyle modifications. If you're doing the opposite of those things, you know, if you're eating the pesticide-laden foods, if you're not getting up and exercising or staying hydrated and getting all the hormones in the food, then we end up with, unfortunately, our mitochondria not really functioning as well as they should. They get sludgy and they can't work like they should anymore. And that's the thing that makes our energy. So if we don't then have the energy that we need to run all of the other functions in the body, including cellular repair, then we slowly start to feel poorly. We end up feeling tired, and our brain is foggy, and we can't concentrate very much anymore. And we don't have the kind of stamina that we once used to have. And I think we can all identify this, being human beings and all of us having a body. We can all identify that these are things that we've all experienced once we get past maybe 30 or so. And I think most of us have also experienced trying a lot of other different things to get back to that peak performance that we all once had, and the frustration that we can have when we can't quite get there. And we're doing what's out there in the literature, but we're just not quite getting there. I've been there myself. What I love about this product, and I'm so grateful that this has made its way into my life so that I can also help to give this to other people, is that it's evidence-based. It is helping at the very foundational level with all of that oxidative overload and the mitochondrial dysfunction that is leading to 90% of all the other illnesses that we as human beings unfortunately face. I think that's just absolutely phenomenal. I thank you for your time. I could go on, and I know that I cannot.
I know. And listen, we said this was going to be a 30-minute call, and by George, we did it. So Dr. Lisa Parsons, I am beyond I love listening to what you're saying. It makes so much sense. And that's why you have 100 and some people on this call tonight to listen. My phone is blowing up from people saying, oh my gosh, it's late my time, but I am wide awake listening to her. So I just want to thank you so much. You are such a gift, and we have such a responsibility to share what we know we have our hands on. So I thank you so much. Thank everybody else for taking time out of your busy Sunday, and go enjoy the rest of your evening. I will sign off. Thank you, everybody. Good night.